Hello and welcome to Chess Please. Today we're going to play a game of chess. It's going to be a rapid game, 15 minutes, 10-second increment, trying to establish ourselves in the 1600s. We're at 1619 at the moment, but we've been yo-yoing. We've been West Bromwich Albion for a long time, and we want to establish ourselves. We want to become... Who's a team that stopped yo-yoing recently? I suppose Southampton. Yeah, Southampton. Okay, we're going to play a Vienna. Not the best response. This is the one I play most often. I know it the deepest. Cue me making a blunder early on here. If they play into the Vienna, we're in the Vienna Gambit, I should say. I.e., if they do this, then we'll do this, and if they take, then we're in good shape. Okay, they don't play into it, but that's fine. If that happens, I just develop my pieces as normal, and you get a pretty good Kingside attack anyway. But yeah, I've stuttered a little in the 1600s. It always happens. I improve a little bit, you go back a little bit less, and you sort of chip away. I'm finding, yeah, I've gotten tantalisingly close to the 1700s once or twice, and then just get blown out of the water, theory-wise. But I think if I fold a few deeper openings into my repertoire, the Vienna, off the back of Gotham Chess's recommendation, I actually really like it. It's a very feisty attacking opening. I did do another video, which maybe if I figure out how to, I'll link in a card somewhere. But yeah, another video on how to play the Vienna Gambit or the Vienna game. Now I haven't studied it too deeply, I haven't taken a course on it, so if we go back to the engine we'll probably see that there isn't a huge amount. Here, I think I just want to shore up this pawn, get this bishop out. And the easiest way to do that is with d3. Loving this time. Look at this, in control of the clock for once. A New Year's resolution coming to fruition. Two options here. Sometimes I like pushing the f-pawn here. Never move your f-pawn, obviously, but it can start to chip away at things pretty early. But I think with this knight here, any pressure you put on here is actually pretty moot at that stage. And yeah, it doesn't. This square is pretty well controlled, so f4 doesn't have the same bite as it does if that knight weren't there. So we'll just develop our pieces. Just get into the middle game and play some chess. I am currently in isolation with COVID-19. I had a very mild dose of it, keeping well, but pretty wiped out. Even the mildest dose, fully vaccinated, everything like that, still pretty pooped. Which is not a bad, like, there's worse afflictions in the world than being tuckered out, but I don't advise it. I don't advise getting it at all. It lasts long. I've had it for a week now. Normally you get sick and it's like, a couple of days. But this one just you keep waking up and it's still there. Alas, earwax. Chess is to be played. And I mean, we do have enough to strike in the centre here, and I don't hate that. Bang, bang, bang. Good rule of thumb when you're thinking about whether or not to put your pawn or piece into danger, just count how many people you'll have defending it. So we'll have 1, 2, 3 defending it, and they'll have 1, 2. Basically means if all goes traded off, which it won't, we'll come out at least equal, but we'll also have a piece remaining on stage there, so we'll gain control of that territory. Must be careful of this. It's only got one defender now. King also isn't castled, but that will come. Sometimes in the Vienna I like to castle long and just absolutely blitzkrieg these guys. Just like that, 3 moves. Just f2 to f7 in one go. And just hope they don't catch you cheating. Or if not, just move it up gradually. So we're pretty much into the middle game. And if you ever have trouble understanding, like when you're still in the opening, when you're still in the middle game, there isn't like a clear cut definition. Some people would say once all of your minor pieces and your queen are off the back rank and your king is in the mix, or sorry, your king is castled and your rooks are in the mix, that's the end of the opening, which is a pretty handy definition. So we're nearly there. Do we take back with the bishop? I think we do. Ooh, short of breath. That's what comes when you talk a lot of nonsense. Oh, precious water, giver of life. Whew. Yep. Sick. But that's... Chess don't care. Chess hears you. Chess don't care. But, I mean, already... Okay, that's not a bad move. Already we're pretty well set up for an attack on the king side. Their king is castled, i.e. committed to that side. In this case, Engine might think differently. I don't really want to trade off this bishop here, because what happens is they take here, they get another pawn in the center, and it opens up the f-file, which they already control. And I'm attacking here. I want to keep my pieces on the board. Just here is fine. Here's perfect, actually. This is still safe, very safe, even after we castle. That'll be safe. And then this is starting to look a little less safe. Excuse me. Yeah, it was weird. When I got COVID, it was fine. Like I was sick for sure. Fluey, headachy, just sort of feeble, weak as a kitten, I like to say. The weirdest thing was the treatment for it. It's just Lemsip. You just over the counter Lemsip. Obviously this is a minor case, so that's handy. But yeah, it felt weird. Just the big bad boogeyman. You just treat it with Lemsip. Again, this is a minor case. If you have a serious case, that's not going to do it. This knight has ventured forward. I don't know if I like that for them. I mean, like, I plan on just kicking them out. I wanted to move these pieces anyway. I feel like that's playing into our hands of the pawn storm you mentioned earlier. I do need to get castled. I've delayed castling long enough, I think. You think you're special. Oh, you think you're something else. Okay. So you're good at chess. That don't impress me much. So you got the looks, but have you got the touch? This is an interesting one. And I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. Part of me... So what can happen here is we don't move our bishop. We take here. Opens up a lovely file here, which could cause a bit of havoc. Or we drop our bishop back. Let's clear all these. Drop our bishop back, which gets this knight out of here, doubles our pawns here, opens up our king. A lot of thing I'm not crazy about. It's a good bishop. Don't get me wrong. But I would be tempted to do something like this. And is it sound? No. No, it's not sound. It's not a sound maneuver at all. But it comes with tempo. We're attacking the rook. This knight doesn't have a huge plethora of options at its disposal. We are sort of paying the price for not castling our king because, yeah. Alright, if we're going to lose this bishop, either here, here, or here. Here is where I want. So let's do that. Let's really bust them open. The computer might tell us that was feeble and weak-minded, but it looked pretty cool. So I would even do knight in here, takes, bishop here, pawn. We're okay at the end of that. King is a little bit stranded on this side of the board. Yeah, I think they should take that f-pawn. It's probably why you castle. Get your king safe. Because if they take with the knight here, we no longer have this tempo because our queen is under attack. We'll lose the right to castle, which is a bummer. But ultimately, material-wise we'll be equal. Positionally, we might be a little busted. I hope they just take, to be honest. Playing Zuzga from Finland. Valtteri Bottas's account, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they found it. So this does leave us in ruin. However, I don't know if we're sunk just yet. Part of me likes this. Clears the way to get the rook in there. It's not easily finagled out. I mean, they've only got that on the light squares. I think we could do a lot worse. I don't think their pieces are advanced enough to start an attack. I quite like this, actually. That's okay. We can absolutely live with that. There's block. I don't love block. There's tuck. There's tuck, which I don't mind at all, actually. Let's tuck. Are we dropping anything with a little tuck there? Who's to say? I feel like this now becomes really dangerous because of this. Don't see anything wrong with getting the rook involved before this. I feel like if we did this, there's enough. Do we trade queens? I don't see a huge amount of ways out for our queen. Here's good, but then we're on the same diagonal as our king, which I don't like. But I'll accept it. I'm feeling very shaky. Perfect time to record a video. We can trade off this bishop. Nope, not that. Like this. Again, we can't just keep relenting. This bishop back here is a little dumb. But if we do this, then there's this. Let's just do it. I like that we haven't traded off our pieces needlessly. I'm not crazy about our position. This can come, which is nice. What is this guy doing? Do we go here with him? Here, here? Not no more. I think we can do this. Push is fine, I think. Just a bit more squeeze. These two lads are doing huge, huge work there. Listen, let's just keep checking them. Let's just keep putting the squeeze on. do have this. Depending on what happens here. I expect bishop takes, pawn takes, maybe rook here. Ooh, rook there, we just take here, I think. A lot of pressure, very sharp position. Again, if you have a computer analysis, it's probably going like woo, woo, woo. There's probably crucial moves both of us are missing. But that's life in the 1600s. Solid play with blunders still very frequent. So this bishop yep, that's okay. So we'll do this. I could take and then drop back. Rook here is okay also. We do also have this, which I do like. Pretty delighted to have that light square bishop off the board. I'll be real. Here would be annoying. So this is check. That might have been foolhardy. Would have been Jeff Hardy. Whew. I think this is an opportunity. Like if we go here, where can that queen go? There? Yeah, there. And then we do this. Alright, this is uncomfortable in any way. We have a lot of pressure on here, I think. This is protected. Threatening mate in one always if that queen moves off this file, which it might need to do next move when we do this. Threatening this. The net is closing. Something like this will be okay. There you go. Let's think of a tactic here. All of our pieces are here. If we take, then take. Queen is really pinned to this spot. Bishop here could be annoying, for sure. So if we say take, take, take. Bishop here, because if queen takes, we just checkmate. Bishop there, queen across. It's not a great attack, but I think we're a pawn up. We lose this guy, but now which one do we take with is also a question. Wait a minute. Why wouldn't the queen just take here? Take. But what about take? If takes here, then takes, no, blocks, takes, that doesn't do anything. This is fiendish. Could just take there as well, but I don't like that. Oof, I am really not sure. But we have time. And we've slipped our mouse, so the decision has been made for us by... I mean, I didn't slip, I clicked, but... Oh, I wish I didn't. I surely wish I didn't. It is done. It is done. We're no worse off. I mean, if they take, it's checkmate. Take here, which is annoying. The plot thickens. I actually don't mind that move too much. But no, just take here. So take these broken wings and learn to fly again. Learn to be so free. What do I do? What do I do? Trading queens now wouldn't stink so bad. Wouldn't be great. This does nothing. This is also pretty crap. This, they would just take there. Stop clicking. That's gonna... We're gonna end up in a similar position. If we come here, we'll just trade off queens. We just drop back here, then they'll take here, then we come here, and they block with the bishop. Oh, what a dilly of a pickle. Actually, queen here is it's not great. It's not great at all. Because of this. That bishop move is really good. Okay, we're running out of time, so I am going to go with something like this. It's not pretty, but it's not shite either. They'll take here, we can still get a check. At which point I don't know what to do. This one's going to go down to the wire. If they take with the bishop, that's a huge blunder, because the rook is going to pin. Well, is it though? Because then they can just block there. That bishop is very annoying. I'll have you know. Queen, ba 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 ba. You know. Bishop there isn't so bad. Not so great, but it's not so bad either. Whew. Now I wouldn't have done that. Oh, that's going to be check though. Oh, that's a fine move. Because if we do this, they'll come in here with check. My initial reaction is to do this. This bishop's a bit shit now. Pardon my French. Queen here, I don't see what's stopping them from playing that. We still do rook there, I think. We do need to kind of keep this lad in check. And that'll block, that'll pin one of their pieces at least. And then I guess take here. Try to infiltrate. It's very finely balanced. Queen there. Anything absolutely manky we can do here. Any bananas ideas like this, take, nah. Listen, we need the time. And we need to pin a bloody piece. Okay, bishop is pinned. That's good. Let's just take a piece while we can. This queen's got a bit too much freedom. Yeah. Little bit squeezed, little bit squeezed. If we can get our queen here, that might cause a bit more ructions within their ranks. So we thought that might happen. Oh no, oh no, that's the game. That is the ball game, I think. Because of this, we'll have to drop back here. Queen can come up here. Rotten. No, I think we're in trouble here. That bishop move looked a little unnecessary. Don't mind that though. Check. Let's threaten mate here. How does he stop that? Off the hook a little bit. Push. Big trouble. Big trouble for them. I think we might just turn this around. Maybe. Let's see what they have in the locker. No checks. King can't move. I'm thinking a nice little combo. Ooh. That's not bad. But it's not good enough. Because of this. Rook sacrifice if they take. Which they have to actually. Ooh, and the resignation comes. Because if they took, we would take the queen with check, and yeah, it'd be pretty rough there. Then probably here would be mate. No, here they drop back here. We take the bishop. Everything falls. That was fun. Ho 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 ho. That was a spicy one, ladies and gentlemen. That was a fun long game. If you stuck with us throughout it, you saw a nice little finish with the rook sacrifice. And a tough fought game where both teams had chances, where ultimately it came down to a few errant queen moves from both of us, me giving away the advantage and them ultimately giving away the game. But a fun game all the same, and we climb just that bit higher in the 1600s. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you had a good time. I know I did. All the very best and a happy new year to you. Ta-ra.